Hello, my fellow chatterers and book lovers, and anyone else who's popped in because you're curious or you're lost. I'm Chatty and welcome to my channel, Chatty the Mad Chatter, where today I'm going to be chatting away madly about my physical TBR. So I'm going to do that fabulous video where you go through and name all the books you own but have not yet read. One of the reasons I'm doing this because I recently released a video which is about doing the Read What You Own challenge, which is a book challenge that has been created and done last year and got a lot of support. It's been done by Olly from the channel Olly, and I will leave his channel and his introduction video in the description box below. So if you haven't seen my video where I talk about what my personal goal setting is for that challenge, I will also link it over here or maybe over here, depending which side it wants to go on. And as always on my channel, we are doing one shot. There is no editing, but I've got a lot of books to go through. My teacups are somewhere upstairs, so I'm just going to mime the gimmick. So here we go. Cheers, everyone. Tiny teacup. Lovely. We are going to crack on and go through all the books. Now, when I did this a few months ago, I think I counted 139. So we're going to see what I actually have. So my Mad March Hare, who was in the room with me, just said, I'm going to go and get your teacup. So he's just gone to go and fetch the teacup. So I will do the gimmick with the correct prop. So my Mad March Hare very kindly went upstairs and bought me my little teacup. So I'm going to do the gimmick properly. Cheers! It's one shot. There is no editing. Okay, let's go on to my bookshelves and I will show you my full physical TBR. And all of these books will count towards my goal, which my personal one is I am doing my own level, which is iron level, and I am doing 20 books before February. So I've got to read 20 of these books before February before I can buy books once again. So this is my favourites shelf. Now you would think that on here they are favourites. I've already read them before, therefore they don't count. However, I did explain in my other video that there were certain rereads that would count. So here we have Oathbringer, and this particular copy of Oathbringer is a new copy that I haven't read because I originally read from the paperback and this is the hardback, and I'm doing a reread of the Stormlight Archive. So this book number 1 here would count as part of the 20 books because I bought it specifically to read, so it is on my TBR. And it is a new book that I purchased. So we have one book so far. Okay, so on this shelf here is a mixture of various different things. We Are Displaced, I have not read. That I'm borrowing from my mother-in-law. This Vicious Grace, I have not read. Queenie, I have not read. Conjure Women, I have not read. Of Women and Salt, I have not read. So that is... So we're on 7, but this is double stacked. So I need to move these out and look at the back. Actually, I don't need to do that because I've read all the books behind. So we're moving up to my sci-fi section. So I have not read any of the Skyward trilogy. I have not read any of the Binti stories or Orion Lost or The Prey of Gods. Read those, read that. I need to read Thunderhead and The Toll. Okay, and that brings our total up to 17 because Binti has got 3 stories within it. Now these ones are double stacked. Okay, books I need to read here. The Black Unicorn collection of poetry. The Flodgesslayer saga and the Droplug of... I can't read that title, but that little tiny book there, that one. The Doors of Eden, An Arrow to the Moon, and 7 Ways We Lie. So we're on what number?
22.
Thank you, Mad March Hare. So yes, I am being helped in my video today by my Mad March Hare, who is over there drinking some tea and enjoying it a lot. So on this shelf, which is a middle grade shelf, this is a illustrated copy that I have read this before, but I do want to read this one. So this one then counts. So that's 23. The Hatmakers, Hollypocks, Root Magic, Amari and the Night Brothers, The Wizards of Once, Twice We Make Magic, Knock 3 Times, Never and Forever. Those 4 are part of the Wizards of Once series. So that is 31. Okay, we're going in. Dangerous Liaisons. Casper, Prince of Cats. King of the Clouds, Dear Olly, Born to Run, The Butterfly Lion, Mr. Nobody's Eyes, Why the Whales Came, Escape from Shangri-La, Kentucky's Kingdom. And that's it for that shelf. So we're on what now? Mad March Hare? Are you on your second cup of tea? Mm-hmm. What number are you on now?
41.
Marvellous. I also need to read The Conductors. Moving along to this shelf here. Good Omens. Under Rose-Tainted Skies. The Nature of Witches. Lucy Worsley's Jane Austen at Home. I have read some of this, but I haven't read this edition, and it's got some extra bits in. So that is Jane Austen's Sanditon, Lady Susan, and the History of England. It also has the Watsons and Juvenilia in there as well. This is a brand new copy of Sense and Sensibility, so that would count. This Sense and Sensibility copy wouldn't. This copy of Emma would count, which brings us to 49. The School for Good Mothers, The Bone Shard Daughter, and I think that's the last one behind there. Yeah, because I've read that one. Okay, slightly hidden here, we have Beartown, The Snow Child, The Mask of Mirrors, One Dark Window, and the Giver Quartet. So that is The Giver, Gathering Blue, Messenger, and Sun. So we are currently on 57. Here on the messy desk, we have Evelina. In the hallway, City of Girls, The Hate You Give, The Man Who Died Twice, let's call it a Doomsday, Girl of Ink and Stars, Katie on the Case, The Thursday Murder Club. So we're on 65, but hidden behind these books I've already read, so that's okay, but we have Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, The Wise Man Sophia, and The Name of the Wind, because you've got to try and fit books in where you can. So that brings us to 68 books downstairs, and now we're going to go upstairs. Okay, here is the seasonal shelf. Quite a lot of these books will be ones I need to read. Bloody Brilliant Women, Pages and Co, Tilly and the Book Wanderers. I have these in the series like backwards just because it worked better having the hardbacks at the end. But I still need to read A Torch Against the Night, Reaper at the Gates, Sky Beyond the Storm. Library books, I need to read Sky Circus, Shadow Sea, The Golden Fool, and The Mercies. So that's 77. And yes, I am pausing, counting, and writing them down. Especially because my Mad March Hare has decided to abandon me now and go and do something else and is no longer checking my counting. Okay, the shelf below is just a bit of a hodgepodge. We have got, let's just move the other stuff out of the way. Stories for Boys Who Dare to Be Different, The Lamplighters, Julia and the Shark, The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, The Darkening, Violet Made of Thorns, The Stardust Thief. What's this on top? Oh yes, and The Order of the Pure Moon Reflected in Water. That's 95. This is kind of a place where I tend to, if I can, keep library books and books that I've borrowed. So we have A Street Cat Named Bob, The Magicians, The Dragon's Path. Haven't borrowed it, but I just didn't have anywhere else to put it. Princess of Souls. And then I'm not counting library books, but I have a lot of books from Mum here. Let's twist this round so it's easier to see. So Mary Stuart, I need to read The Hollow Hills and The Last Enchantment. The Witch's Brat, Asher and the Spirit Bird, and The Map of Leaves. So we're on 104. And then on this little shelf here, we have A Rabble of Drabbles and Doodles and Typhoon, because that's a library book and that doesn't count. So we're on 106 and we've now got 4 shelves. 2 are definitely double stacked. Others have got hidden corners, and this is definitely a Tetris shelf. This is the Tetris shelf. So on the front, I actually have read quite a lot of these, so that's good. One, The Mountains Sing, Victoria Hislop's The Last Dance collection of stories. The Secret Garden I have read, but I haven't had a copy for such a long time, so this is another one of those bought and I will reread, and that will still count books. The same with Bally Shoes, so that's 4 on this shelf. Yeah, I've read the rest. Let's see what's behind Beloved. I have read The Girl with the Ladding Voice. August Town I need to read, so that's on the list. I've read Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I haven't read Mrs. Moore Goes Missing. That is also on the list. So that's 112, except I did just notice over here, I have got 100 Awesome Women Who Transformed Science. So that's 113. Now let's take half these books off. This little tiny collection of Audre Laude's essays. The Master's Tools Will Never Dismantle the Master's House. I need to read that. The Guilty Feminist, Galileo's Daughter, Black Mamba Boy, The Space Between Us, 3 Apples Fell from the Sky, A Spool of Blue Thread, The Betrayals, Temesis Street,